I think this was a small step forward, but yet an incomplete step. As we've been talking about since the beginning of session, continue to ask over and over again, where's the entire budget picture? Where is the $2.7 billion? If you believe that this lawsuit's going to come back in favor of the plaintiffs, then you'd better balance the $2.7 billion as well. That being said, I think this is a good signal to the business community that Minnesota actually is open for business. I think another second message to come back from session or from vacation would be we're not going to raise your taxes and drive more business out of the state.
Well, I'm not going to be certainly critical of the jobs bill because I do think that perhaps there's something to it. Mall of America, I think that investor tax credit's going to yield, at least over time, some good things. But let's just be frank. I think if we're going to turn business around in Minnesota, we've got to turn our tax climate around. We've got to deal with the corporate income tax, sales tax, personal income tax. We've got to get some regulatory reform in there, and we've got to really change the complexion of our state in terms of its business climate. Being, again, 43rd in the country is not going to move this state forward. Again, we sort of tweaked on the edge a little bit today with some of these ideas, and they may yield something, but certainly they'll be temporary, nothing that lasting over time. So as we go forward through the rest of the session, my hope is that we get serious about business climate in Minnesota.
You know, let me just say this. We did take a step in the right direction today in regards to showing that we in Minnesota want businesses to stay and expand in our state. That's an important step in the right direction. But there's a lot of work to be done. If you look at the numbers in regards to the tails and in regards to the spending that we're tied into in the next biennium, it's significant. And so while our job right now is to solve a budget deficit, if we only solve the budget deficit by making the numbers work today and ignore the fact that we are making it worse in the next biennium, in my view, we will have failed. And so with our view to the budget deficit, to dealing with the budget deficit, what we ought to be doing is trying to figure out how we position ourselves with structural reforms, reforms that actually start diminishing the deficits that we're going to have in the future, and also with ideas that might help our economy move forward, and this today is one of those ideas. So as we seek to expand our economic footprint, today we moved in the direction of getting there, but there's a lot of work to be done. And it's a day to celebrate in part, but I wouldn't celebrate too much because the deficit that we're facing is dire.
Do you think the governor should sign or veto this bill?
Well, I voted against it. I think the governor, I'm not going to tell the governor how to sign or what to sign or what not to sign, but I do think that we should have a budget strategy that is a comprehensive strategy. And a comprehensive strategy means that you have all the cards on the table. I think that there's some really big cards that are still out there related to health and human services and K-12 education. So my preference is that we have a comprehensive strategy.
Let me just weigh in. I'll be more direct. You know, as a legislator, and I think the governor has to think about this as well. I mean, we locked these bills in today. Now, he may have power to unlock this thing as a governor, but we certainly don't as a legislature. We cannot go back and draw money out of these categories at this point. We've got to be looking forward. We may well find ourselves in a position, who knows, 2-3 weeks down the way here that we need to go back and reconsider what we've done. We can't do that as a legislature. I hope the governor realizes that.
Isn't he offered a yes or no on this as well, just like you were? You know, veto or sign? He can't line item.
No, he can't. No, he can't. So I think he has to consider the legislative process as well, and hope he does. Can I just say to Bill, you know, last year, none of us wanted unallotment. It occurred. And I just think politically for the DFL, they don't want to leave this session leaving the governor to do unallotment. At least back where I come from, I think the governor won big time on that one politically. We couldn't do our job, he had to. And I rather think that twice in a row like that, people are going to start to wonder about their legislature. So my hope and my advice to the DFL colleagues would be, you know, kind of let's all get it done. That's what we sent us here for.